Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Dragon Rose Creations. This is the part of the astrology. Um, Please know there's other places to hear me and to watch me. I'll post those links below. I also have a blog that I post to, and I will post that down in the description as well. So, I want to come and talk to you about something important that's happening. And yes, I know it's Tuesday, but I want to talk about something a little different. Well, along the same lines, but a little different. And what you're looking at is a birth chart. And it's just not any birth chart. This is the natal chart of the United States of America. And I have it dated July 4th of 1776. And this is where the planets were. Now, of course, we don't have the exact time, and we use that date because that is the date that we celebrate. We all know that it was signed in August, but this is the date that we celebrate. So let's look at this chart and let's see what's going on. Now, during this time, we have Pluto in Capricorn. Now, this is very interesting because right now we are having a Pluto return for the United States. And what that means is that Pluto is in the exact same spot that it was when the United States was formed, in which we're using, again, July the 4th, 1776. So, Pluto, it takes around 246 years to orbit, and it is one of those, it's an outer planet. Most people do not like to consider it a planet, but it very much is, and it's very important because it is our lord of the underworld. Pluto destroys in order to create. Now, some people say this planet has, it doesn't really have a lot of significance, but it really, really does. Now, during this time, during the 1776 time frame, this was when the United States was in an upheaval. This is when it was, the people were pushing back against England. This was about freedom of the people. Now, no matter what you think about how the United States was born, your feelings about that, I'm not going into that. That is something else entirely. I'm sticking strictly to astrology here. I'm not going to talk about all of that, but I'm just going to show you what is happening here, and the very important aspects are the planetary influences that we are having at this time. Because as we can see in our world today, that governments are falling apart everywhere. Everywhere in every country, there are protests that are going on. Now, let's get back to Pluto. Pluto, the lord of the underworld, he is the transformer. He destroys in order to create. So this is death and rebirth. It's the shedding of the skin. This is one of the most important things that we have been told by our indigenous people of death and rebirth. As our Mother Earth shows us every year. When we have the 4 cycles, we have spring, summer, fall, and winter. Now, for me, I study the Celtic, and our ancient Celtic ancestors, of course, only celebrated those 2 times of the year, the light half and the dark half. There was still an understanding of rebirth. All that dies shall be reborn. As our ancestors were more in tune with the earth, they saw this cycle play out time and time again each year. Now, if we look at this date, the 4th of July of 1776, this equals a 5 in numerology. Now, numerology says that 5 is the number of change. Madame Blavatsky, that's a hard word to say, Blavatsky, stated that 5 was the most spiritual number that we had because it represented the 5-pointed star, the pentagon, the pentagram, the pentacle. She believed and taught that it represented the conscious person. With that consciousness brings independence of thought and action. It brings adaptability and, of course, the unwillingness to conform. So we do see that in that time, the unwillingness to conform to some of the pushed measures that England was placing upon the colonial states. Now, this creative energy that we have, because this is about change. This is about radical change. But this energy, the energy of 5, is the creative energy of the number 3 and the compassionate energy of the number 2. So this is a very sensual number, and it highlights our senses. So you may ask, why is this important? Well, here we are again at a pivotal point in time. February of 2022 equals 8. 8 represents as above, so below. It represents the give and take. What you put out comes back. So the year 2022 is a 6, which represents the mother, compassion, nurturing. And we find ourselves at a turning point, a shift, if you will. Our world is becoming radicalized. And why? Every day we see more scandals coming out that's regarding the wrongdoings of our government. But I'm just going to focus on the U.S. There is a great division that is being caused in our world right now. And it's by the very same governments that were sworn to protect us. As we have seen, this has not been the case. Now, Pluto's planet is Scorpio, and that is the planet of secrets. Those things that have been kept in the dark, have been hidden. When the light exposes the dark, we can see the scurrying of the rodents, of the bugs, everything, the bottom feeders, so to speak, that try to take advantage of those things that we have left unattended. Pluto in Capricorn, it connects us to our mother. It connects us to Matter, Mother Earth. And we have seen what happens when we are separated from her. Now, back during, again, the forming of the United States, we see that Pluto is in Capricorn. It's at 27 degrees Capricorn. And you'll see it is squaring Mercury, but you'll see where the sun is at. The sun is in the opposite sign of Capricorn. It is in Cancer. And when the sun is in Cancer, this is about what is home, what is right. Cancer is that mother energy. We also have Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter expands. Any sign that Jupiter is in, it will expand that energy. So again, we have the heart being tugged. The Leo is heart, and this is our home. We're being tugged. We have Mars that's in Gemini, and we have Venus that is also in Cancer. So this here, there's more love, more nurturing, to care for what we love, to care for what is valuable to us. So we can see how this is being played out in our world today. We can see how it was played out there, and we can see how some of this stuff is playing out now. And like I said, we have seen what happens to the separation of Mother Earth when we are ripped from her arms. And I'm not just talking about the being ego-friendly and that sort. I am talking about the spiritual part of it. And doing what Pluto does, it is exposing the dark and unconsciousness of our world. Power is a very seductive thing, and Pluto represents power as well. Scorpio is power. So power is a very seductive thing, and many fall to their feet to worship power. They do what they need to do or whatever is required so that they can gain that false sense of power. It does remind me of the Devil card, where, you be careful to what you bind yourself to, those things that you're chained to, as well as the Tower card, because it's advising you not to build on the same false foundation that you once built your tower on. And the Tower card, it strikes the head. And when we think about a lightning strike, we think about Uranus. Uranus being in Taurus right now. And this is that electric jolt energy that is coming through Taurus. Taurus is earth. It represents physical things. So this, like I said, this is then, that's back in 1776. And we see here that Chiron, let me pull this up. Chiron is also in Aries. So here we go. This is about healing. This is the wounded self. This is about focusing the healing upon ourselves. Now, Chiron is a total different subject, and we'll talk about that at a different time. But I want to run through really quick of our new moon, February 1st. Our new moon was in Aquarius at the same time. We had the Chinese New Year, which is the year of the dragon. Is it the water dragon? I can't remember. I'm sorry. It's not the dragon. Please excuse me. It's the tiger, the year of the tiger. Please excuse me on that. So we have the Chinese New Year, year of the tiger, and we also have Imok, which is it's the time where the stirring is happening. It's the movement below the surface. It is the earth beginning to wake up. And this can very much be seen. So this is the new moon. This is the Aquarius new moon. And we see the moon and the sun right there at 12 degrees Aquarius, which equals 3. 3 is a number of creation. That is it is the combination of different energies producing. It is it is two coming together to produce another. So 3 can be a catalyst. 3 can be what is needed in order to push the change through. Now, Aquarius looks forward. It keeps looking forward. Venus in Capricorn, Mars is in Capricorn, and Venus is, during this time, she was direct. So she's still recovering from that. Even now, when she was walking through Capricorn, she was really tearing away all that was not needed. All of those false sense of securities, the false sense of, of really what is truly valuable. What is valuable to us? And again, we have Chiron in Aries. Now, our last our full moon, and I want to touch on one thing really quick. You see Pluto is at 26 degrees of Capricorn. So, yeah, and you see that Mercury is right above that. So, if you missed out that, please go listen to that recording. I do have that up. Now we have the Leo full moon that we just had. Back on the 16th of February, we're getting ready to have another new moon coming up in Pisces, but we'll talk about that later. And let's see what's going on here. We have the moon hanging out in Leo again. This is about more of expressing our emotions, our heartfelt emotions. And guys, what I really want to talk about as well is our nodes. Now, during this, the south node is not on this chart, and I do apologize. I did not add the south node on here. But during this, if you saw my post, it talks about the green cross we have here. And this was when the moon was across from the sun, and that's basically, a full moon. But you also have the nodes opposite each other. So you had the sun in Aquarius, the moon in Leo, the north node, which represents where we are going, and Taurus, and the south node represents where we are coming from, is in Sagittarius. So here we are having a little bit of issues with releasing some things that we held dear. That can be very hard. We see that Venus and Mars have met up. They met up with each other. They actually met up with each other on Valentine's Day, which is on the 14th of February, which is highly important because this is about teams working together. This is the divine masculine protecting the divine feminine and doing what she needs to do. They are in Capricorn. Capricorn is our earth. It's our earth mother. It represents places of power. It represents, grounding deep into that which is practical, that which is real, what is real. So we have a lot of different things that are playing out here, and we still have Pluto right there at 27 degrees of Capricorn. And right now we don't have anything in Cancer, but as of today, I do believe, let me see where our moon is at today. Today our moon is in Scorpio, and it is opposite Uranus, which is very important as well. Uranus really, it really does that shock and awe kind of thing. Uranus's zodiac sign is Aquarius. So again, a forward thinker. We're thinking forward. We're looking into our future. More practicality. There's a lot of different things that's happening here. We have Jupiter that's in Pisces that's really expanding our spirituality. It's connecting us with our emotions. Pisces is like the sum of all the astrological signs before it. And Pisces to me is all of that. It is that spiritual, it is that oneness, and it's reminding us, and we do have to be careful here because we can take this too far. Jupiter loves to expand, it's that expansive energy, but we have to see how we are all so connected. And then we have Mars and Neptune this is our last full moon, and even now it's been a few days since, it's the 22nd today, but it's still loosely in that. As the planets move, they do come out of it, but it's loosely in that right now. But Neptune is like what I call our Hollywood planet, because Neptune and Pisces, this is definitely illusion energy, but it's also letting you know that, hey, your dreams can come true. Your dreams can really come true. And with the moon wanting you to really stand in your heart space and step up to the plate and be that trueness of you and understand that, you have a voice and it needs to be heard. We have all of these different aspects that are encouraging us and supporting us in this process. So I'm going to stop right there and end this, and I will come back and do a different one for what is coming up, because there's a lot of information that I want to talk about. I just wanted to touch on the Pluto return for the United States. Pluto destroys in order to create. In Capricorn, it's taking down all of those false power institutions, all of that stuff. It's tearing it away. We are in the middle of a shift, ladies and gentlemen. So sit back, keep your arms and legs in the ride at all time. And remember, we're all human. Practice compassion and understanding. Remember reason. Have a wonderful day.